Make sure you stop by Speedy Mart before you hit the stadium. Fuel up your car and grab your favorite snacks and drinks to keep your energy high. Whether it's chips, soda, or a quick meal, Speedy Mart has everything you need to kick off your game night right. Don't miss out. Swing by Speedy Mart for all your pre-game essentials.
Speedy Mart, snacks before the game.
Hi, I'm Jake. I grew up with a great relationship with God. After high school, I became selfish and put my own desires before God. I struggled with alcohol and lust, and the devil had a tight grip on me. My life was full of darkness, and I was on the verge of losing my family. Thankfully, I chose God as my higher power, and through treatment, amended my relationship with God and my family. If you are struggling, contact your local pastor or priest, or call 402-379-2030.
Worked with Agri City pretty much since the beginning of my ownership here at Motoplex. It's real important for us to have good insurance, a good insurance provider that works with us with the different aspects of having a lot of new inventory, used inventory, and then customers' machines while we're fixing them. They make it really easy to have me just focus on the business because they take care of the back end stuff. They care about Motoplex, but they care about us here at Motoplex as people and individuals.
I'm Rick Keener with Agri City Insurance, protecting what you grow.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. '25 Nebraska State Basketball on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com. Teammates Mentoring. Join the team. Be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. Woodhouse Auto. Convenience delivered every time. Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank with your financial needs.
Welcome to Pinnacle Bank Arena. 5 games down, 1 to go on our semifinal Friday here on News Channel Nebraska. Class B semifinal number 2 between Elkhorn, North Andy, and Scottsbluff. We just saw an instant classic between Norris and Scott. The Skyhawks are back in the final for the 3rd year in a row. Who will they be playing? Scottsbluff. They have not been to the championship since 2017. As for Elkhorn North, this is their first trip to state as a program.
Yeah, Scottsbluff, the bullies from way out west. The Bearcats are going to look to get out and run. They got such great guards. They want to play up-tempo. On the other side, Elkhorn North, they're going to have a decided height advantage across the board. Great team length, and they play to that. They really pound the ball well inside, play off one another. Will they be able to execute, or will the Bearcats be able to take that away?
Let's talk key players for these teams. First up, for the Bearcats, representing the Panhandle, Nate Kelly, the junior guard for this team. He does it all, 17 points, 5 rebounds, a facilitator, a scorer, a leader.
He really is, and for that point guard position, does such a good job finishing at the rim. It's just kind of a cheat code. Having that guy man the offense, bring the ball up the court, and then get to the rim, and more times than not, finish.
Nebraskans will recognize this name, Piatkowski, Sutton Piatkowski, doing quite well at 6'6" for Elkhorn North, 20 points and 9 boards. He is someone that's tough to contain.
Yeah, chip off the old block, right? Eric Piatkowski, a longtime great for the Huskers. No, but he can shoot the three, can Sutton, but he's so good around the rim. Good footwork for a big man. He's part of what I'm talking about when they have great team length. It starts with Sutton.
You look at this Class B bracket, a lot on this eastern side of the state. Lincoln, Omaha, the outskirts of those towns. Well, there's one team representing the Panhandle, that being Scottsbluff, and this is not new territory for the Bearcats. For more on what Scottsbluff has done, not only this tournament, but historically, we throw it to the great Eric McKay.
Thank you, Brandon. I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying we at News Channel Nebraska love our Western Nebraska viewers. Shout out to the folks in Mountain Time. No doubt just wrapping up supper at 6:46 Mountain Time right now. But there's a bit of a reputation when it comes to Western Nebraska schools and success at the Boys State basketball tournament. Now, Scott Gullion took over at Scottsbluff in the 2016-17 season and immediately had success. Made the state title game, lost to Gretna. Scottsbluff has been really good since Gullion took over down here at state. With their win yesterday, they're just a game under 500. That's 5 wins at state. Nothing to sneeze at. The rest of Western Nebraska, though, been a little dicey since then. Now, for purposes of this argument, I'm considering anything west of North Platte to be Western Nebraska. Since 2017, there has been success. Mullen won a state title in 2017. Oglala's got a runner-up, a couple of third-place finishes. Mullen finished third as well, and Maywood Hayes Center with a runner-up finish. But overall, about 2/3 of the games that Western Nebraska teams play at state, they lose. Now, there is some west-on-west crime. A Paxton over Juanita Palisade here, a Dundee County Stratton over Maywood Hayes Center there. But overall, since Scott Gullion took over at Scottsbluff, taking the Bearcats out of the equation, the rest of Western Nebraska, just 21-41 at state. So once again, the hopes of an entire region of Nebraska rest with the Scottsbluff Bearcats. I got a feeling they wouldn't want it any other way. The hopes of a wonderful broadcast rest in the capable hands of Andy Klassen and Brandon Axemet. They're back after this with starting lineups and all the action next. You're watching the Class B state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri-City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game.
Pinnacle Bank Arena, the site of Class B semifinal number 2, Elkhorn North, Scottsbluff. Let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Scottsbluff, as Eric just gave you a deep dive on their history. 45 state appearances, 4 state titles, most recently in 2012. Their last trip to the final, a runner-up finish in 2017. They wave the banner for Western Nebraska and the Panhandle seemingly every year.
Yeah, when you talk about the program is Scottsbluff. And it's not just basketball, it's football, track, a lot of success on the boys' side in multiple sports. And you're going to see a lot of football players take to the hardwood here. Multi-sport athletes, just one of the things you got to look out for from the high school of Scottsbluff.
Elkhorn North, if you're a basketball fan, you know what they've done on the girls' side. Britt Prince, 4 straight state titles, everything that comes along with that, and a new school. But for the boys, this is Elkhorn North's first trip to state. School established in 2020. They are the Wolves, and hey, you have several teams where their first trip to state, it takes several times to get here before you get your first win.
Right.
They've already done that, and they're a win away from making it to the finals in their first ever trip.
Talking about a little beginner's luck here, maybe?
You never know.
You know, we had one of their football games back in 2020, and they had a rough go of it, right? And then 4 years later, they look so much better, playing with a high level of confidence in the big-time victory. I feel like they've turned the corner here basketball-wise as well. They've really matured as a group, and you're seeing it translate on the court.
Here is our updated Class B bracket. Scott advancing to the finals with that victory over Norris. Instant classic, buzzer-beating shot. Scott, third time in a row, they're in the final tomorrow. Wolves or Bearcats battling to see who gets a chance to dethrone the defending two-time champs.
The old Norris Titans, they gave everything the Skyhawks could want. They had their hands full. The 4 seed, though, pulled off the victory just enough down the stretch to squeak out another victory and punch another ticket to a consecutive championship game.
Scottsbluff, 24-3 entering tonight. Their only losses to Scott back on December 28th, then to Crete and Ogallala back in January. Elkhorn North, 6 losses, or 5 rather. They're 19-5 on the season as we get a look at their starting lineup. Jace Reynolds, Nike Orgevold, who's averaging 12 a contest. Will Farrington, Kellen Murphy, who puts up 14, and Piatkowski, who averages 20. 3 scorers averaging 12 or more in the starting 5.
Piatkowski's just so good on his footwork. You're going to see that early and often. They get him the ball down the block, uses his pivot foot extremely well.
Piatkowski coming off a 17-point performance in their victory over Wahoo. It was 74-65, Elkhorn North defeating Wahoo last night to get here.
And that sounds like a good stat line, and it is for most, but he wanted more. Actually got into a little foul trouble early on, so that limited his minutes in that Wahoo game.
Now you look at Scottsbluff and the Bearcats. Their starting 5. Meininger, a junior, averaging 13 points. Nate Kelly, a junior, averaging 17 points. You also have Smith, the senior. Trey Boswell, a sophomore, averaging 12. And Delgado, a junior, averaging 9. So 4 starters that aren't seniors. 3 of them are averaging double digits.
And Delgado is 6'4". He's really gonna have a presence down low because they are giving up some height, giving up some length to the Wolves of Elkhorn North.
Scottsbluff in their game to get here defeated Gretna East. Actually had to come from behind to do it. Final score 65-60. The Bearcats getting the victory last night.
Yeah, they don't lose too often in any kind of fashion. 24-3 on the season as of now. And they've been taking it to some pretty good teams along the way. Beat Gretna late, 55-37. So they're battle tested. And that's the question mark that a lot of people have for teams that come out west. Well, you don't need to question the Bearcats.
Glad that you are with us. This is News Channel Nebraska. This is game 18 of 18 that we've televised this week. Game 36 of 36 we've televised between girls and boys. We're going to end this one with a bang. Class B, Scottsbluff, Elkhorn North, late night basketball at the Vault. Tip-off about to begin at 7:55 here in the capital city.
Now both these teams, they will push it. They'll push the pace if it's available. Really like how the Bearcats, though, can shift gears. They could slow things down, operate in the half court. And they might want to do that to limit North in their offensive touches throughout the course of this game.
And we're underway. Elkhorn North gets the tip. You'll see a 5-out typically from this Elkhorn North team. Attacking inside right away, and it's Nike Orgevold with the 2.
Orgevold with a really nice drive coming off a screen there. Getting to the rim, and you saw that little spin move down there.
Similarly to Elkhorn North, as Kelly puts up a shot, Scottsbluff also a perimeter team. Likes to run and gun, feed inside there to Delgado. Expect to see a lot of threes thrown up by the Bearcats.
No doubt. How about Boswell skying for that rebound, then the nifty little feed underneath.
And there's a block by Delgado.
That was an impressive play against Pietkowski.
Meiniger in the corner. Deep 3, a little bit long, loose ball out of play. Staying here.
Multiple players going up for that one. Saw the tip out. Go out of bounds, leaving it up to the officials. Tonight's officials, Silvo Johnson, Brian Arvin, and Chris Eischeid. We've had these guys a number of times over the course of the season and a couple times down here.
Boswell a little long on the jumper. Nearly jumping the passing lane there. And this will be over and back.
Pietkowski wanting to kick it out. Reynolds just was not ready for it.
Getting a look there at Andy King, 5th year with Elkhorn North. First time making the state tournament. He's a Creighton Prep grad of 2006. Was an assistant for 10 years at Prep.
Pretty good pedigree.
He also played college ball, Andy. Sanford in Birmingham, Alabama. Highest three-point percentage in a career at that college as a 2 goes down.
Kelly getting warmed up. Look out.
Nice high-low action finished by Pietkowski.
The give and go executed to perfection by the Wolves.
Shot fake Meiniger and shuffled his feet.
Yep, nice job getting into the lane. It's a little indecisive there. I like the idea though.
Another strong take. Pietkowski can't get it to go. Rebounded by Smith.
And here we go.
Shot off by Boswell.
Don't mind the no call there.
Pietkowski wanting it inside. Now he works back out to the perimeter, making space for Orgevold.
Oops.
Loose ball. Bearcats come away with it. Up to Meininger. Nice touch by the junior.
You see the body control there. He was going 100 miles an hour. He had to slam on the brakes to get that space from the defender.
Orgevold not quite able to dial it up from deep.
Good box out there. Delgado.
Good pass, better defense. Farrington with the block.
Yep. Will Farrington, the eraser. Down there wearing that baby blue, sky blue jersey. And we're going to have a line change here. 3 Elkhorn North Wolves check into the game. It's always fun when a team can showcase their depth, get multiple players in the game.
Well, Nate Kelly showcasing his shooting ability from the corner.
But, Brandon, when you check into the game, you got to get the memo. Somebody's got to guard number 5 in white.
That 3 makes it a 5-point game, just past the halfway point in this first quarter.
Uh-oh.
And an unforced error. Turnover by the Wolves.
So there, the spacing was just off. Piatkowski was looking to get the ball out to the wing. He expected Debusy to be somewhere, and he was not.
Good head fake. That 3 goes home for Caleb Berta, who just checked in.
Instant offense from Ott, number 0, Caleb Berta.
Timeout taken. We'll take one as well. Scottsbluff leading Elkhorn North 12-4 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Eight-point lead for the Bearcats here early on NCN. Quickly up the other way, head fake by Meininger. Kelly back to Meininger, top of the key.
Ooh.
Short.
Well, that wasn't a bad look. Got the ball reversed back to the top of the key.
Well, Piatkowski wide open from the wing, no. Kelly the crossover off the front of the iron. That's going to be a foul on Delgado.
And quick with the help up, Nate Kelly showing you some sportsmanship there. And obvious foul. That's Delgado's first, but he's got to be careful. I mentioned it in the pregame. He cannot afford to get into foul trouble. He means too much to the Bearcats down in that painted area.
So Piatkowski at the line. We talked about Nebraskans will recognize the name. Not Eric Piatkowski's son. Nephew. Son of Troy Piatkowski, who also played at Nebraska.
You could say they're a pretty good basketball family.
That's a safe assumption. Yeah, that's a good conclusion to draw.
Eric, a longtime L.A. Clipper, NBA career. Yep.
And travel by the Bearcats.
Yep. Late whistle, but it was the right call. Desmond Smith shuffled the feet before he got going there.
Mid-range jumper doesn't go. Kelly pushing tempo, attacking the glass, and is fouled on the floor.
He's going to draw out that call. You saw a little hesitation. That allowed for the blow by. There it was, and then he got baseline, and that's really tough on a defense. Talent like number 5 out there can get baseline.
Foul given to Tyler Neefelt. Nothing but net. Boswell knew that was in the moment it left his fingers.
Yeah, he felt good letting that one go. And he was right.
That he was.
Yep.
Piatkowski inside.
That's going to be tough to stop. That's really going to be tough to stop. Piatkowski's so good. Quick little move, split the defense.
Oh, rimmed out from Boswell. 7-point lead. Hey, our first quarter, it's brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours as that three goes down.
The super sophomore, Kellen Murphy with the triple. Just felt like the Wolves needed that, right?
Much needed, cutting it to 4. Kelly a blocked, and it goes out of play off of him.
That really helps out Elkhorn North when you get another scorer involved, especially from beyond the arc. That's going to stretch the defense out, keep them honest, not allow them to just clog up the lane, get multiple bodies all over Piatkowski.
Under a minute to go here in the first. Scottsbluff leading 15-11.
Good motion.
Orgebold.
Oh.
Now Kelly. Coast to coast. Nobody stops him.
You have to stop ball. You got to stop ball.
Nice dish. Neefelt will head to the line.
Boy, it really was. Ethan Beachy. Little Euro step and then the feed. Look at this. Round the defense. Look what I found.
So Neefelt at the line, labeled as a senior leader by Coach Andy King. His minutes have been increasing as the season has gone on, and he's an excellent golfer. Finished third in the state last year.
Okay. Well, we were talking about multi-sport athletes over there for Scottsbluff. I've got more of the same over here for Elkhorn North. Now, Brandon, you're all about that drip. What do you think of these sky blue, baby blue unis here for Elkhorn North?
I'm partial to blue, right behind purple.
Okay.
Purple, you know, that's my go-to, but blues, purples, and greens, can't go wrong. The white and red for Scottsbluff, being the unbiased announcer that I am, also looking very nice and clean.
Both teams looking sharp.
Kick to the corner, and it's a foul. Sabala, Isai Sabala, will be shooting 3.
Kind of surprised Cole DeVues argued with the official like that. He said, no way, no way. I think it was the follow-through that got him the whistle.
Sabala, a 5'9" junior. Couple of subs, Orgebold back in, as well as Murphy for Elkhorn North.
You know, the Bearcats looked like they were going to get out and go, kind of open this one up. Really have to credit Elkhorn North for hanging in there. One within 6, now 7.
You had a look there at Coach Gullion for Scottsbluff, 9th year with the program, as this final shot goes up and is short. 7-point lead for the Bearcats. After one, 19-12 your score here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Class B semifinals on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Quarter 2 coming your way on NCNR State basketball coverage. It's presented by Currency, presented by Teammates Mentoring. Go to teammates.org today to become a mentor. Also, Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
You know, I think head coach Scott Gullion has to be pretty happy with his Bearcats and how they're able to mix it up offensively. Of course, they had the splash three-point plays, but they worked it out fairly well.
Speaking of splash three-point plays.
Boy, that's always fun coming out of the break, hitting the deep one like that.
That's Boswell's second for the Bearcats.
It just feels like it's his 5th or 6th, though, the impact he's had. And this is the danger zone here for Elkhorn North. They don't want to allow the Bearcats to extend the lead much more than this.
Orgevold draws the foul.
Orgevold had a really nice drive on the very opening possession of the game on the right side of the lane, showing some of his versatility, getting left this time. Got that step on the defender. Good call by the officials.
Orgevold, a 3-year starter for this Elkhorn North program.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's been doing it for a number of years now for the Wolves. And with his first name, Nike, I mean, he had to wear the Nike sneakers and socks. Kind of got roped into that one, I feel like.
Trying to think of something clever to say. I haven't never heard the name Nike before for a player. And you have those players like, there's a Dash Bauman or, there's the football type names. Nike Orgevold, certainly a basketball name.
Yes, it is.
Ace McInnes, that was another football name that sticks out. 22-14, 3 on the way, no good from Farrington.
Oh.
Orgevold, though, grabs it and is attacking the glass, gets the 2.
Don't mind the no call. Orgevold able to finish at the rim.
A foul on the floor.
Well, that was the offensive run that Elkhorn North was really looking for, really needed, pulling this one, back within 6 points here.
And I tell you what.
Oh, boy.
Boswell is shooting with a lot of confidence now.
Oh, my goodness. And the defender was right there. Not much more you can do.
Extends the lead to 9 for the Bearcats.
Now, who are they going to get on this one? Is this Delgado? Are they going to get Kelly?
Looks like they give it to Delgado.
See, and that's his second foul. Substitutions coming in. Yep. They got to protect him.
So Berta will re-enter for Scottsbluff.
He has the green light from beyond the arc.
And foul away from the ball.
Yep, shoving call. That's on Pietkowski. He's just trying to get himself some space. Officials didn't like how he was pushing off his defender.
Now the second quarter, it's brought to you by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Check them out at 17th and O in Lincoln. At O Street Carpet, they'll take care of your flooring needs. 5:50 to go in the half. Kelly. Boswell. That was online.
It was.
Just off the rim.
You saw that penetration from Kelly, and he knew exactly where his man was going to spot up. Boswell just off the mark.
That one also off the mark from Murphy.
And we got Smith with the hustle play.
Trailer 3, Meiniger, no. Ripped down by Pietkowski.
Boy, and these are good looks, too.
This is Reynolds to the rack.
Wow. Boy, he can finish. Spin move across the lane, through the defense. Well, that was pretty. Got 5 out right now for the Bearcats, really patrolling that perimeter.
Just a little strong on the jumper from Kelly. There's
Oops.
that bounce pass, but it was a travel prior.
Yeah. It just looked awkward. I think Murphy did drag that foot as he was waiting for that defense to move out of his line. He was trying to pass the ball. Yeah, I love the idea here. Yep.
Excellent look by our Unity Eye Center's instant replay, bringing that replay into focus.
That's a good call, but it's not very popular with half the audience here.
You never make everybody happy, but that 3 will make Scottsbluff fans happy.
Berta from the corner once again.
Berta with the block there, ripped back down and kicked out by Beachy. Orgebold in the paint.
Yes, sir.
Good bucket.
That little hesitation there allowed the defense to clear out just enough. Just a high basketball IQ type of play.
Rebound by Murphy. He gets it all the way up to Beachy. There's the foul.
And Kelly can't believe it. What a pass, though, through traffic. Yeah, it's one of those 50-50s. You call a reach in, call it a strip. I don't think you can be upset either way.
Well, stay tuned for our halftime show. Coming up shortly, it's presented by Visit Kearney. You can find it all in Kearney. Majkowski inside, blocked by Berta. The putback doesn't go.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the Bearcats dodged a bullet on that one. Beautiful move around the defender.
Boswell short from downtown. All the way across. Beachy can't hit. Another board for Berta.
Well, that was an excellent find, though, kicking that out.
And Kelly can't hit.
He's been strong, a little heavy on the last couple of shot attempts. That's a good thing if you're an Elkhorn North fan.
Kelly the steal. Foul on Murphy.
Just a heads-up defensive play here from Kelly. Boy, North had the mismatch, too.
Scottsbluff takes a timeout. We will as well. 28-20. Bearcats leading Elkhorn North. We'll be back on News Channel Nebraska.
5 Points Bank brings communities together. Five Points Bank. Better bank, better community, better life.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. 2:22 remaining in the half. Scottsbluff leading Elkhorn North. Brandon Axement, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay with you for all of the action. Well, Riley Meininger showing off his handles.
just enough of a ball screen to get by his defender, split the defense, and get downhill, just cruising down the center of the lane. Yep.
Kellen Murphy comes right back at Scottsbluff with the lay-in.
Boy, and that was right on time for the Wolves. You saw 5 out wide there. That allowed Murphy the one-on-one isolation type of a drive.
Sabala out to Berta, who penetrates. Trailer 3 for Murphy.
The sophomore has a little versatility to his offense. Seen him get to the rack, stepped into a 3 on that one.
And Berta right back at you.
You know, you did say that in the pregame that the Bearcats, they shoot a couple threes.
Well, and I know that because Coach Golian said we shoot a lot of threes. In fact, we've broken our three-point record in a season.
Now that's saying something.
Let's see what the number was coming into state. 225. The previous record was 221 set in 2014. They have eclipsed that and are adding to it.
I was going to say, ever since Scott Golian got there, they have been loving it, running and gunning. And for this year, for them to pour in that many triples, no wonder they've racked up 24 wins on the season.
Currently, they have 7 in this one. Be sure to stay tuned for our halftime highlights as a 3 is on the way by Orgevold. Our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers and Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora.
Fantastic job kicking that ball out, getting the defense out of position. Open look, just unable to connect. You'd take that, though, if you're a North fan.
Five seconds. Open look. Hayakowski rips it down, and that'll take us into halftime. Scottsbluff 33, Elkhorn North 25 here at the break. Don't go anywhere. Our halftime show's coming up next. The Bearcats looking to return to the state final for the first time since 2017.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
Your life can change with one heartbeat, and that was mine. Pregnant at 16, scared, and wondering how my mother would react was terrifying. This is Selma. I made the right decision. I can't imagine if I would have ended this beautiful life. Your baby is a person that deserves their life and your love. Adelina has filled my life with tremendous joy. There are difficult times, it's a life changer, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. My faith is my strength. You are not alone. Call your local pastor to talk.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, your provider of choice for complete vision care for all ages. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Welcome back. Currently at halftime. We'd like to remind you, if you haven't yet, give us a follow on X at NCN Sports. We give shout-outs during halftime, but more importantly, you get great information. Our broadcast schedule, our highlights, our interviews, and more, all tweeted at NCN Sports. But if you do follow us, we might give you a shout-out. Let us know who you're cheering for and where you're watching from. Include a picture, anything you might like to do by following at NCN Sports. Currently, We've been televising 36 games of state basketball over the past 2 weeks, and our CEO, Andy Rubeck, had a chance to talk about that with our team's Michael Shively earlier today. Let's take a look at that conversation.
You walk in this morning, you see all our yellow jackets, you see our hardworking crew. What do you take in here in the scenes at PBA?
It's unbelievable, right? I mean, I think I asked the team back in the truck, the people that put all the cords out and the cameras out and do all this, you guys, all the broadcasts, I think they got 3.5 hours of sleep last night, which is kind of the most sleep they've gotten in a couple of days doing these tournaments. And so I'm just so proud to be part of a team that does something this incredible.
6 days of broadcast and 36 games. It just takes so much to pull this off. And the great thing, we're all so proud to make it happen.
We really are, right? We'll do six-man games and really in far western Nebraska, or we'll do, a state tournament like this, or Supernovas volleyball, or college football at UNK. We put all of our energy into every broadcast, no matter how small or how big, or we do, multi-day, multi-game projects, and to be able to deliver this type of work for people of Nebraska, it's really rewarding, frankly.
This is our 7th year of broadcasting state tournament basketball. What's it been like to see the evolution throughout that time span?
Well, I would say the quality, number one, has gone from, we've always done high quality, but you learn and you evolve and technology changes, and our uniforms, right? Right, the yellow jackets, right? Yes. Things that matter. I think the evolution's been fantastic, and I also think the people of Nebraska have been, just so supportive of the work we do from border to border, really, and whether it's Class A or Class D.
So the state tournament really fits our core mission so well. We're able to serve the entire state, which is really what News Channel Nebraska is about.
Absolutely, and not just in boys sports, but in girls sports, in live theater productions, in all kinds of areas. We're giving the news, we're doing the sports, we're covering and supporting the community events that are really, really important to Nebraskans, and that's what it's all about, is serving Nebraska the best way we can.
And what I've always said working for this company is I can't wait to see what we do next.
Me too. So I appreciate everything you do too, Michael, and the team and the crew and the play-by-play team. It's really remarkable what you guys pull off.
Hey, thanks, Andy. Enjoy the games.
Appreciate it.
That's Andy Rubeck. He's the CEO of Flood Communications and News Channel Nebraska. And our live coverage of boys state basketball continues here on NCN.
33-25, Scottsbluff with the lead over Elkhorn North at the break here on News Channel Nebraska. We at News Channel Nebraska love the work that's done behind the scenes, like Reed behind the camera here, doing a great job. Scottsbluff's got a special young man helping them out behind the scenes as well. His name's Seth Boyer. Seth's the team manager. Coach Gullion told me this week that he first encountered Seth when he was an elementary schooler. Coach Gullion taught him in 3rd grade, and it was about that time that Seth's family found out that he was going to be diagnosed with autism spectrum disease. It's a neurological developmental disorder. Affects about 1 in 44 U.S. children annually on varying degrees. Well, Seth has learned all kinds of coping mechanisms and has even learned to thrive, especially when it comes to rooting on the Bearcats. He's been team manager now for 4 years. Coach Gullion says he travels with the team, he helps them out, and has been a huge cheerleader for them. In fact, he's technically already graduated, but wants to stick with the team through this basketball season. A special day and a special time here for Seth. Another one coming up on April 2nd, which is World Autism Awareness Day. Brandon, Andy, let's send it back to you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Welcome back. Excellent report by Eric McKay. Excellent basketball out here to round out our semifinal Friday. Class B, Andy, 33-25. Scottsbluff leading. Your thoughts on what we've seen thus far?
The Wolves are going to have to figure out a way to run the Bearcats off that three-point line. 21 points, going 7-16 from beyond the arc. Bearcats are also outscoring Elkhorn North from the bench, what they're getting from the reserve, 11-1.
Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. They're brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers and Roe Buick in Aurora and Grand Island. To see some of what you were just referencing, there was a lot of highlights in that first half. So, three-pointers falling for the Bearcats. Nate Kelly, a big part of the offense, and a three right on cue. 1 of 6, 7 for the Bearcats in this first half.
Yeah, just a phenomenal job stepping into three. Bearcats doing a great job of utilizing multiple players, passing that ball around, sharing the wealth.
Just saw that triple by Berta. What a spark off the bench. He has 3 of those 7, and another one who has a majority of those. Boswell shooting with all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, and that was a no-doubter. He knew it the second that left his hand that one was going through.
Elkhorn North, though, while not knocking down as many threes, they've hit a couple, 2 specifically, both of them coming from Kellen Murphy.
And he's done a great job keeping the defense honest. You saw him get to the rim a couple times in that first half as well.
Boswell again, 9
goodness.
points, all of them coming from downtown. Berta also with 9 from 3. There's Boswell again, but, if you're Elkhorn North, you sort of feel like you're obviously within striking distance, and you've survived thus far the barrage of threes from the Bearcats, clearly looking for ways to generate a little bit more offense.
Yeah, and we've seen them mix up their defenses, too. You saw a zone there at the tail end of the first half, man-to-man. They just have to figure out a way to keep a body on the likes of number 11, John Boswell, Caleb Berta, the likes of those guys. And here he goes, Nathan Kelly.
An excellent pass, Berta doing the rest. You look at the scoring, Berta with 9, Boswell with 9, Kelly with 7 for the Bearcats, 4 for Meininger, 2 for Sabala. Now for Elkhorn North, Orgebold has 8. 8 also for Murphy, 6 for Piatkowski, 2 for Reynolds, and 1 for Niefelt. 33-25 your score, 2:15 till we get the second half underway. We'll take one more quick break.
Did you know that the number one reason officials quit is because of verbal abuse from parents and fans? We are losing officials, and we need everyone to respect the ref.
Judges help students to find their voice and become lifelong supporters of the arts. Without these individuals, NSAA activities would not be possible.
I cannot participate in the activities that I love without these officials and judges. So please, let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the judges judge.
Welcome back. Getting ready for second half action. Let's talk about the Kearney Sportsplex. It's going to have, on top of 66,000 square feet of turf, on top of 59,000 square feet of hardwood gymnasiums, it's going to have pickleball courts, Andy, 4 pickleball courts. Also, track, a 300-meter track, 3-lane running and walking. This place is opening in the next 3 weeks. Grand opening that first week of April. If you're a sports fan, you have youth in sports, you will probably be here at some point in the near future.
Yeah, whether it's a clinic, a camp, a tournament, whether it's soccer, wrestling, basketball, it's going to be able to host them all. Tip of the cap goes out to the community, the city of Kearney, putting this thing together, pulling it off, and they already got a slew of events already in the works, already scheduled out, and more's to come.
It's operated by the city of Kearney, located on Eunice Drive, right next to all those hotels and amenities. Third quarter about to get underway. We told you if you followed us at NCN Sports, you may get shouted out. So I'm looking at our X handle, and some people decided it'd be a good idea to follow. How about Michelle Backemeyer giving us a follow, as well as Trevor Kasishki. We'll try that. I probably butchered that. And also Chloe Kasishki as well. David Jacobs saying, "Go Bearcats," cheering from Valentine. And Jeff Kelly says, "Thanks for the shout-out to Seth Boyer as well, a special young man."
You bet.
Someone else who's special, he's not a young man, he's an excellent middle-aged man. And his name's Eric McKay. He has a report after talking to both coaches.
Getting set to start the second half here at Pinnacle Bank Arena on News Channel Nebraska. Head coach Scott Gullion of Scottsbluff obviously very happy with how they shot the ball, but he told his team in the locker room that they can't assume that that's going to be the case in the second half. Said defensively they need to make sure they're making good decisions, staying within the flow of the game. As for Elkhorn North, Coach King telling me he needs them to be better contesting defensively. Thought Scottsbluff got too many easy shots. He said on the offensive side of the ball, they need to share it better, stay under control, not let Scottsbluff speed them up, and keep it simple. Brandon, it's been nothing but bangers today. No reason to believe this one won't be as well. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and an excellent way to start if you're Andy King, working it inside. Three-point play opportunity for Reynolds right off the jump.
Couldn't complete the three-point play, but you're exactly right. Aggressive from Jace Reynolds, working the left side.
And Kelly there just dribbled it off his foot. I guess.
Gonna stay here. North can't believe it.
I may have spoke prematurely. We'll see here, but it is staying with the Bearcats. Unity Eye Center, that's why we have them. They're going to show us the instant replay. May have got a finger there of Piakowski.
You know, here's one of the guys not arguing as much as maybe some of the others.
And Kelly takes care of it.
Oh, the turnaround. He gets into the lane. He's just one of those players that he's always prodding, always getting after it.
Right inside to Piakowski. Gets the rebound and is fouled by Kelly.
He's just so difficult to defend when he gets the ball down there. Kelly tried to come over, supply the help D. Whistled for the reach in. And I think if I'm a Scottsbluff fan, I'm pretty happy that Delgado didn't get his third foul right there on that very first attempt. It didn't end up biting the Bearcats in the first half that he got in a little foul trouble, had to take some time off, sit on the bench because their bench supplied such a good spark to the likes of Berta, knocking down those triples, but love the message from head coach Scott Gullion. You can't just count on the three ball always being available. We're going to have to work hard throughout the second half and play smart.
Kelly, top of the key, short. Orgevold with the rebound.
Solid first half from Orgevold. 8 points.
Kellen Murphy. That's a solid shot, his third triple.
You see him double clutch and say, let's go.
Boswell fouled.
That quick first step. So lanky, long, athletic. And what a feed from Kelly. It appears those two have some chemistry together. Like they've played a pretty good season or two.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Rims out.
Elkhorn North, though, taking the fight right to the Bearcats, closing the gap within 3.
Officials look at each other, say it's going to stay here. This third quarter is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic. Norfolk location. Choose the medical clinic your friends recommend. 5-star patient rated. Dr. Harper and Spanel. Plus our specialists are building a Norfolk legacy one patient at a time.
Really good defense there from the Wolves. Communicating, switching there at the top of the key.
Step back, jumper, doesn't go for Meininger.
That's a tough shot. That's a heck of a defensive stand. Mentioned a moment ago, great communication, switching on and off ball.
And stripped there. Delgado got a piece of the ball. It's 3-on-1 Bearcats. And Andy, I'll let you take this one from there.
Boy, that was just excellent. I know you want me to say a bounce pass, but how about the kick back there from Smith? Understanding the spacing, how to operate that fast break, give and go.
Boswell's first field goal, that's not a three. Orgevold long, rebounded there by Smith. Kelly, good move, just didn't drop for him.
I mean, when he misses, it's off that back of the iron. Just a little too much on it.
Murphy's three also pings off the iron.
Guess I'd rather go a little long than leaving a little short, right? Is that a golfer's mentality, on the green?
If I was a better golfer, I'd understand what you're referring to by that.
Well, you miss 100% of the putts that you leave short, right?
That I can follow,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Well, we're going to get there.
Two putting's good. Anything worse, bad. I just don't do that often. That went off the mark for Murphy.
Still like that drive from Murphy. You saw him knock down a three earlier. Just a heady player on the offensive end. And he, too, just a little too much on it. Back of the iron.
5-point game nearing the halfway point of the third, 37-32. And that one is out of play off Scottsbluff.
Okay, so now the Bearcats are out of their comfort zone a little bit. John Boswell, the three-point shooter extraordinaire this afternoon for the Bearcats, he's got to move over into that point guard position.
Our state basketball coverage on NCN, it's presented by 5 Points Bank, the better bank.
Yep.
Excellent take. And using the glass for the bank is Piakowski.
Oh, no, Delgado went down hard. He's holding his knee. Oh, boy.
It cuts it to three. Yeah, we'll take a break here. 4:12 remaining here at Pinnacle Bank.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Nebraska weather is extreme, fast-changing, and at times severe. That's why News Channel Nebraska is turning to the person who knows Nebraska's weather best. Introducing Chief Forecaster Kent Bowden. With over 40 years of forecasting experience and a place in the Nebraska Broadcasters Hall of Fame, Kent brings unmatched experience to your screen. Watch Kent on NCN Monday through Thursday, bringing his forecast to the entire state.
This is home.
Welcome back. Delgado able to walk off the court under his own power, stretching out the knee, putting some weight on it. And obviously being checked out by the training staff. We'll keep an eye on his status.
Yeah, I think a couple Bearcats kind of barreled into each other there after that drive from Piatkowski. Strong drive from 34, wearing that baby blue.
3-point game, 37-34, halfway through the third.
And whether Nate Kelly was ready or not, he's checked back into this game with the injury.
Swinging it around the perimeter. Meininger, baseline jumper.
Really nice little pull up there.
We have some blood on Kellen Murphy's knee. So officials stop the clock, send Murphy to the sidelines while he'll get tended to, or at least get that knee bandaged up.
In Elkhorn North, they want to keep him in the game, so we're going to have a little stoppage here. That's going to allow for Scott Gillian to make a substitution.
And so it looks like Neefelt enters for the Wolves.
Berta's going to give him a little bit more length out on the wing. Also that three-point shooting capability that we've already been treated to throughout that entire first half.
Orgevold.
Traveled.
Yeah.
Orgevold was looking for that shove call, looking for the foul, didn't get it. Just kind of got caught up in there with nowhere to go.
Our state basketball coverage on NCN, it's presented by Woodhouse Auto, convenience delivered every time, as well as Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
Look at the ball just staying in motion here for the Bearcats.
Oswell looked really good.
That was online.
Jump ball, it'll stay here.
Yeah, that was right in front of us, so we had a good beat on it. That was right online, the pull-up three-pointer from Boswell. He didn't miss by much. But that's exactly what head coach Scott Gillian was talking about. Hey, we can't just count on a three-pointer to fall for us throughout the course of the second half. And that has not been the case, right?
No threes thus far since the second half started for the Bearcats. 7 in the first, none here in the third.
And the Wolves have taken advantage. They've really closed this gap.
Working it inside Delgado, so good to see he is back in after that little knee injury, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain, and I don't know if he banged knees with one of his teammates or just hard down to the floor, but yeah, that's a really good sign to see him back out on the court. Looks like one of those football players where your coach would say, just rub some dirt on it, all right? We need you back in there.
Well, he did the equivalent of that here at PBA. Coach refers to him as our physical force, Coach Golian, and we've seen that thus far tonight with Delgado, the 6'4 junior.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he gives them that inside presence that they really need. And he's obviously playing through some pain here.
Piakowski kicks it.
Oh, good move.
And that is Ethan Beachy, his first bucket tonight.
Inside out, finding Beachy underneath. Uses that pivot foot to perfection, Brandon.
Kelly. Good defense by Piakowski. Delgado came down with it, but traveled.
Yeah, just kind of an awkward sequence there. Kelly trying to get to the rim. I mean, he was working hard away from the basketball, but just wasn't quite there as the defense was able to get to number 5, get him off his path.
Strong take by Piakowski.
See how he's able to lower that shoulder. That awards him just enough space to go up strong, as you mentioned.
Kelly unable to convert. Back to Piakowski. Scottsbluff ball.
See, and right there, I know I've been mentioning this, but that's where Delgado is so important. Piakowski is just lethal when he gets the ball that close to the rim. An array of moves, good with his feet, really good with his feet for a big man.
Kelly driving. There's the kick out to Meininger.
Just felt like it was a matter of time before one of those were going to hit. Excellent job, Kelly, backing down the defense. A little dribble penetration here, and he knew exactly where his man was going to be.
Full timeout. Scottsbluff will take one as well. 44-38 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Teammates mentoring is in need of mentors, especially for students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them reach their full potential. 92% of teammates mentors report that they leave their mentoring time in a better mood than when they arrive. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more information about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Welcome back. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay. 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter of this Class B semifinal. Our coverage is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Also, Teammates Mentoring. Join the team. Be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today.
Fans are settling in, getting ready for what appears to be or could be just a fantastic finish as Elkhorn North has really battled back, closing the gap here.
Bayakowski fouled by Delgado.
See, when the Wolves can get that early penetration and find number 34, that really puts the defender in a tough spot. Student section going with the blackout.
Magic fingers helped Bayakowski there.
And I got to mention the pep band for both these high schools, Brandon. Before the game, you had the Bearcats playing the Offspring. Remember them from the late 90s, early 2000s? Not to be outdone, though. Elkhorn North answered. They played right after them. You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi, and they hit it out of the park. It was phenomenal.
Can never go wrong with the Offspring or Bon Jovi. Dead or Alive, that's my personal Bon Jovi favorite.
Okay.
I'm kind of a cowboy at heart, you know.
Oh, Young Guns.
Well, Bayakowski knocks down both there, cuts it to 4, 44-40.
Some Young Guns out on the court here tonight. Meininger doing a great job going back to that basketball. That would have been a turnover had he not worked his way back to receive that pass.
Boswell, deep three. That is his fourth from deep.
That's a lapse in defense. You've got to stay with him. I know there was a screen, but you've got to keep a body with number 11.
5 seconds. That put back, will it count? They wave it off. They wave it off. And they're saying look at the replay. From what I understand on the NSAA's rules, you can only look at the replay to end a half of the game.
We'll take a look at it, though.
Now they count it. They have now counted it. Here's the replay. 5.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
47-42. We'll be back here on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe, It's the row you know.
Welcome back, 47-42 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. 5 points separating Scottsbluff and Elkhorn North here on NCN.
Fantastic effort there from Kellen Murphy to close that one out. The drive, but then sticking with it.
Iatkowski doesn't go for him.
Good straight-up defense right there. Delgado, he could have came down. He could have got himself into a little bit more foul trouble. He didn't.
Great take by Kelly.
Just gliding across the lane. Getting by defender after defender.
And carry the call.
We've seen that consistently throughout this tournament. Officials blowing the whistle on that carry when the hand gets underneath the basketball. And I've heard this through the back channels that they're going to start calling that a little bit more. They want to kind of clean up the game, keep it true. You know, I love Stephen Curry. You know, I love what the Warriors are doing and all, but get away with that in the NBA, not here at the high school level.
You're a purist.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. Air ball, though, on the other end, unfortunately, for Meininger. 7:05 to go, 49-42. Glad you're with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Final game of semifinal Friday here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah, Meininger, that was a really deep three, and it kind of double clutched. It looked a little indecisive.
Good job by Reynolds, who was decisive there on the tape.
I was going to say that's anything but indecisive. Reynolds going hard to the hole.
Wide open three. Meininger is long. Officials going to conference.
Yep.
And it's going to actually stay here.
Good job talking things over between the officials. You had the backside ref, clearly saw the tip ball. They converge, collect their thoughts, get it right.
Kelly pulls the trigger. Orgevold with the rebound.
This entire second half, that three ball just has not been there consistently.
Good ball movement all the way over, in and out for Murphy.
How did that not fall through the cylinder? You said it, in and out, but that was like 3/4 of the way through the rim.
Great look by Unity Eye Centers. Instant replays, allowing you to see it clear as ever.
How about our camera crew? Giving us a good look at it.
Boswell looking to go baseline. Fires it in to Delgado. Unable to convert. Iatkowski taking on three. There's the kick out.
Oh, boy.
Pops out. Offensive board by Reynolds. And that's going to be a foul on Boswell.
Boswell has got to cool off here. He's got to cool off. I mean, he obviously came down with that right arm. I really don't know what he's upset about, you know, if I'm just being honest. What made the play, though, was Iatkowski feeling that triple team, kicking it out, and setting that whole thing up.
They have Reynolds at the line. Now has 7 points. This to make it a one-possession game.
You know, the Wolves have just been doing the little things throughout the second half, and they continue to just chip away.
Kelly on the backdoor cut.
The give and go. I don't know if there's a team that does it better in the state than the Scottsbluff Bearcats.
He'll shoot 2. Kelly currently with 11 for the Bearcats.
Just a couple, phenomenal offensive assets, and you got to stay with, you got to stay with Boswell. You can't give Nathan Kelly a shred of daylight, or he's going to take advantage.
Four-point game as we near the 5-minute mark here in the fourth.
All right, here we go. 5 wide once again for the Wolves. Really spreading it out.
Orgerbol drives. And excellent work by the Wolves to keep it in. 5 on the shot clock. Bayakowski downtown, no. Here comes Kelly, passes it off to Delgado, who's fouled by Bayakowski.
Yep. Really nice sequence there for the Bearcats. Their defense holds up after a little bit of a pinball game. And then Kelly, just under control, delivering the pinpoint pass.
This fourth quarter, it's brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org.
Another missed free throw here from the Bearcats. Now they're 5 of 10 from the line. Just feel like they're doing the little things to leave the door open. Good to see Delgado hit the second one, though.
Elkhorn North taking a full timeout here. We will as well. 5 points separating Scottsbluff and Elkhorn North. You're watching state tournament basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
.437 to go. Elkhorn North looking to rally here, down by 5. Plenty of time to do it. And is this the roller coaster student section thing?
Well, they're staying in it. Yeah. They are staying in it. Good to see the cheerleaders leading the charge, keeping that student section engaged with the roller coaster. We'll call it that.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Glad you're with us. You're going to want to stay tuned for our top plays coming up at the conclusion of this one. They're brought to you by Currency, where we'll recap all of the action from this one. 4.5 remaining. Battling to see who gets scut in the finals tomorrow.
There's Pietkowski coming off an off-ball screen. Beats Delgado to the spot. That's going to be his 4th. Looks like he is going to get subbed in for. You got to think he's only going to get a couple minutes here. Then it's go time. Berta looking to check back in.
$15 points thus far for Pietkowski. Again, a chance to bring this to a one-possession contest.
Yeah, it's just that constant scoring threat.
Kelly, Berta. Ripped down by Orgevold.
That's a strong rebound.
Elkhorn North with numbers. Bayakowski kicks it back out. The Wolves reset. Orgevold fouled on the floor.
Yep, he got that first step past Smith. And that's not a bad foul. I don't think that's a bad foul if I'm a Bearcat fan. Had he got baseline, defense really would have collapsed. Smith's not in any kind of foul trouble. That's okay. Now you're starting to see the fouls kind of mount up, though. I think they're going to get Meininger. So the next foul, either way, we're going to see some bonus free throws. Excuse me, that's only 3. Yeah, that's 4 in Scottsbluff.
4 for Scottsbluff, 3 for Elkhorn North. Boswell with the rebound.
Yeah, I was thinking the Wolves had one more.
Good take by Kelly. 2 shots upcoming.
He's just so good with his pivot foot, his array of moves. Feel for the defense. Got that defender on his hip. Not by much. Still able to get a good take.
"13 points for the junior Nate Kelly."
Shooter's roll, catches the front of the iron. That rotation he puts on the throughout his follow through helped him on that one. Rolls over and through.
Murphy finding Reynolds.
Oh, nice job.
Good pivot.
Yep.
Gets to the rack.
The initial wave, the initial threat was well defended. Piatkowski was working down the opposite side of the lane. It was just the kick out and dribble drive. Got home.
Kelly. Too strong. Elkhorn North. A chance to cut it to one or tie here. Scottsbluff without a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. Open 3. Will Farrington. His first basket of the night, and we are tied.
Fantastic awareness there from the Wolves, rotating the basketball around. Berta had to come off his man and help underneath.
Kelly answering right back.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go, Brandon.
The first bucket for the Bearcats in over 5 minutes, but it comes at an opportune time. Scottsbluff back up 55-53. Glad that you are with us here on News Channel Nebraska for our state basketball coverage presented by Currency, Teammates Mentoring, Liberty First Credit Union, Medica, Woodhouse Auto, and 5 Points Bank. We are shaping up to have another excellent game. We had the Norris-Scott game go down to a final, basically buzzer-beating shot. And this is shaping up to look like we could have a very similar type ending.
You know, it really is. And I mean, if you're Scottsbluff, that was a huge sigh of relief there. Kelly finally finishing at the rim, and he makes it look so easy. So those ones that rim out on me, like, what happened on that one? Good for that young man converting one down the stretch here.
Piatkowski driving. And it's going to be a travel. Tough break for Smith, who came down with the ball, but by the definition of the rule, that is a travel.
I was just really impressed with Delgado playing that one straight up, not picking up his 5th foul. He has checked back into the game. You could tell he understood, even though Piatkowski was getting into him, just how valuable he was to his team at that point, not coming down with that arm.
That one's deflected Out of play still with Elkhorn North.
Smith is just a menace, isn't he? Defensively, getting his hands on that ball.
He's all over the court. Right now he's on Orgevold. We're under 2 to play.
Good reset here for the Wolves. Here comes the motion on the opposite side. Uh-oh.
7 on the shot clock. Stolen by Delgado.
Yeah, Elkhorn North just kind of got caught with the clock winding down on them.
You're going to
Credit the Scottsbluff Bearcat defense.
Stay tuned for our Player of the Game interview brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point and Roe Buick. Coming up at the conclusion of this one, we'll talk to our star player. Could be anybody at this point.
Yeah, we only have about 13 or so to choose from. Oh,
that is definitely going to be a foul on
Yep.
Reynolds. And it will be free throws. That's the 5th.
And I feel Reynolds' frustration. As a defender, you're doing everything you can. You know you got to get out and guard him, but Kelly's just so gifted. That quick first step can take you right, can take you left.
And Kelly hits the second three-point game.
A little back and forth here for the inbounds. I like that little bit of pressure there from the Bearcats. Just not allowing Elkhorn North to roll the ball in, take it easy.
Orgevold to the rack. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact throughout that entire drive. You know, and that's very similar to the very first drive on that opening possession when Nike, number 1-3, got to the right side.
Orgevold now with 9 points. He can cut this to 1.
Look at head coach Scott Gillian there.
He gets the roll.
Rattles it home. That's all right. They'll count the same.
$11-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Kelly going to wind this down. Three on the shot clock and a foul by Orgevold.
Yep. And he knows it. He didn't look to the official, nothing. He knew it. But now you got to knock down free throws. 14 seconds left to go here. These are critical.
So Meiniger at the line. Scottsbluff 9 of 15 for free throws thus far tonight.
That was a big one. Meiniger looking to get into double figures here, sitting at 9 points.
Clutch. 3-point game. Timeout on the floor. We're going to stay here.
Well, once this got under a minute, the NSAA got their bench official over here for our monitor in case it comes down to a buzzer beater. Everybody's on their toes here. And this is everything we could have hoped for, right? 14 seconds left to go. Elkhorn is going to have the ability to inbounds the ball here. Would not be surprised if the Bearcats look to press. You saw them go with a man-to-man full court pressure a moment ago. Are they going to do the same? Are they going to set up like a 1-2-2, a 2-2-1 type of a design set? Either way, I bet they put a little bit of pressure full court here and don't allow Elkhorn North to just walk it up at their own pace.
All right, Elkhorn North. You think they go for a quick two, or are you thinking three at this point with 14 seconds?
We've seen most other teams like to go for the quick two. I don't know. The Wolves have been playing from behind pretty much the whole night. They got a number of three-point shooters. You might just try to tie it up here on this possession. Push this thing to overtime right here and now.
Murphy has hit 3 of the 4 triples for the Wolves. Farrington, the other, to knock one down from deep.
And with 14 seconds, got more than enough time to work the ball around the perimeter a couple of times.
Orgevold, time winding down. They want to get it to Murphy. Murphy's wide open. He's short for 3. And Scottsbluff will hang on. 58-55. The Bearcats are back in the finals.
Oh, it was close, but the defense holds up. Murphy got a pretty good look, as you mentioned, and the Bearcats are fired up, and they should be. What a game from start to finish for Scottsbluff.
Western Nebraska will be represented on Championship Saturday in Class B. The Bearcats taking on the 2-time defending champs Omaha Scott tomorrow. 58-55 your final. Don't go anywhere. Our postgame show is coming up next.
More than 80 communities across the state count on Nebraska Public Power District to power their every day. And like a dependable neighbor, we work tirelessly to make our communities a better place to live. From preparing them for economic growth, to partnering in local events, to educating tomorrow's workforce, we are charged with creating community connections that are just as trusted and reliable as the electricity we provide. NPPD, powering our state, empowering our communities.
Hello, this is Greg from Family Physical Therapy. We've grown a lot since we opened our doors in 1993, but our philosophy remains to provide excellent patient care above all else. Our patients are greeted with smiles, and our therapists are driven by their patients' success and achieving goals. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to those of all ages. Family Physical Therapy has locations across Nebraska. Stop by a clinic near you today.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri-City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components, to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
Back here at the postgame, Scottsbluff is on to the Class B state championship game. I'm here with Coach Kelly. Coach, you talked to me at halftime, said you got to assume the shots aren't always going to fall. When things were cooling down a little bit, what was the key that allowed you guys to stay ahead, ultimately get the win?
Our defense. I mean, they went on some runs, but our defense throughout the game, just maintaining that. And that guy helped us maintain it, understanding the flow of the game and understanding when we needed to get a great shot, a great possession. And that's really what got us here.
We'll talk about that guy in a sec. First, I want to expand more on the defense, particularly what you guys did against their posts. They got their points, but it wasn't easy. Their shooting was not very good in the paint. What was the key there tonight?
Our guys just competing their tails off. I mean, we're undersized. Kean Delgado was on him. Des Smith was on him. Nate Kelly was on him. We tried to run at him a little bit with different guys, but those guys just battled their tails off against him and kept him off the glass. And I mean, I know he got some more in the second half, but he's a really good player, and he's going to get those. So just our guys competing and, executing the game plan pretty well.
All right, let's talk about that guy. Nate Kelly, 32 minutes, 0 turnovers. What does a guy like that mean for this program?
Well, he means a lot for us, obviously. Yeah. He's earned that throughout the years to play those minutes, and 0 turnovers in a game like this is incredible. And he's getting guarded by really the other team's best player a lot, face guarded. I mean, he's getting hounded, and to be able to handle that pressure without turning it over is amazing.
Well, Scott, tomorrow, a team that's got another group of big guys. What's it going to take for Scottsbluff to get the win?
Same type of effort. I mean, it's going to take a group effort to take away their bigs as much as possible. We saw them once earlier this season in the holiday tournament. We just got to compete and put it all on the line. I mean, there's nothing else nothing to lose. I mean, they're the favorites coming in, and we're going to give it our best shot and see what we can do.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can bring in Nate Kelly, our player of the game. Nate, great job. Nate, 0 turnovers today. I don't know if you knew that. What's the mentality? Obviously, that's the goal for you every game. How do you achieve that?
I just have trust in myself with the ball. I'm always putting in work, and so I have a lot of confidence with the ball, and I trust my teammates. I know where they're going to be. We have great chemistry, so that just helps with my turnovers, with no turnovers.
Talk about your team defense effort tonight. Smaller team tonight, but you guys played big all night. What was the key to that?
Yeah, we battle like crazy. I mean, that's our practices all the time is defense. We're small. It's a lot of people say that we're not good at defense, so that's what we work on at practice. And so we got a lot of dogs on our team. Des Smith, Kean, so they just do the dirty work for us.
We've seen you guys travel all over. You guys will play anybody, anywhere. What is the schedule you guys have played this year? How does that help you down here?
Yeah, really hard schedule this year. Way harder than last year, and so it just helped us see that competition, these close games that allows us to pull away with this. So that hard schedule helps us a lot.
All right, Scott, tomorrow, what's it going to take to get the win?
A lot of defense, a lot of transition, and, just playing with no fear, with confidence. It's an atmosphere we've all been talking about, been waiting for, so we're just going to go with no fear.
What's it mean to, obviously cutting down the nets would be huge, just to get the Scottsbluff fans to the title game tomorrow? What's this run meant?
Oh, for sure. We're just representing the West. We're going to bring people in here and just do the best we can.
Nate, go celebrate with your team. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Nate Kelly, our player of the game. Mountain Time represent. Brandon, I am nothing if not a fan of corporate synergy. The NCN winter schedule began December 6th with a Scottsbluff victory. It now wraps up March 14th with a Scottsbluff victory. On that Bearcat bookmarking note, we send it back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Excellent interview by Nate Kelly, our player of the game, brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, where they are redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk, living better. Also, Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora, proud to sponsor the player of the game. Excellent performance by him, Andy. Scottsbluff continuing to roll. Before we wrap things up, let's take a look at our top plays brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Class B, semifinal number 2, the final game of the night. On semifinal Friday at Pinnacle Bank Arena, the Bearcats taking on Elkhorn North in the Wolves' first ever trip to the state tournament. Nate Kelly, you'll hear a lot of him. Long-range jumper, knocking it down in the first. He was one of 7 different Bearcats to score in that first quarter alone. Scottsbluff leading 15-8 at this point. Three-pointer buried by Kellen Murphy, the long-range shooting specialist for the Wolves. It was 19-12 Scottsbluff after the first quarter. Trey Boswell, he hit several three-pointers. He's a three-point shooting specialist like this entire Scottsbluff team, who hit 7 from downtown in the first half alone. You have Scottsbluff leading by 9 at this point. Now in transition, Reynolds showing off his moves, getting to the rack for 2. He finished with 10 points, 1 of 4 Elkhorn North Wolves to finish in double digits on the night. More three-point shooting. How about Caleb Berta coming off the bench with 9 points, all from downtown, as the Bearcats are up big at this point in the contest. It would be 33-25 Scottsbluff after one half of play. Then Elkhorn North goes on a run. Murphy with the 3. He had a team-high 15 for the Wolves, and you see it being a three-point game. It was pretty much between a 5-point, a 3-point, a 2-point game for the entirety of the third quarter. Neither team really able to separate themselves as we now are late in the third. And as you see, 3-point contest, 41-38. There's Kelly, this time kicking to his buddy Riley Meininger, who had 11. There's 3 of them for the Bearcats. We head to the fourth, 47-42, Scottsbluff lead. Elkhorn North driving inside. Again, that's Reynolds with the pivot foot. 2 more of his 10 points. He had 6 of his 10 in the fourth quarter as the Wolves went on a run. 3-point game. We're now tied after this Will Farrington triple. His only basket of the night came at a very timely moment. 53-53, under 2.5 to play. But Scottsbluff would ultimately be able to hold on. They'll win this thing by 3, 58-55. Elkhorn North had a final 3-point shot to tie. It came up short, and the Bearcats are heading to the championship for the first time since 2017 in pursuit of their 5th state title. They will take on Omaha Scott. Andy, that was fun.
That was a lot of
fun.
fun.
A lot of fun that we have had this week and last week. And we had 2 great games in Class B to wrap this one up.
Yep.
How do you feel about the Class B bracket? Scott and Elkhorn North could have been that game, which Elkhorn North did beat the Skyhawks earlier this year, but instead, Scottsbluff, who did play Scott, they did fall to the Skyhawks 72-58. We'll see how much of a difference about half a season has made, because that defeat was back on December 28th.
Felt like a coin toss type of a game. Norris versus Scott. Scott did just enough down the stretch to punch their ticket to their 4th straight championship game. And Scottsbluff, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. And if they can maintain what they've been doing from beyond the arc, they're going to have a really good chance to knock off the Skyhawks tomorrow here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
It's been a long day. It's been a fun day. It's been a long 2 weeks. And when I say long for us, that is not even comparing our production crew and what is long for them. They were there, or they were here since 2:30 in the morning, and they've worked an entire day. A huge, huge, huge shout out to Danny, Connor, and Paul, our live event directors, who have led this charge from the production effort side. We have so many camera operators, Andy. I have the list in front of me. I'm going to try to give them all a shout out, but
let's get to it.
Terrific work by everybody to pull this thing off. Jared, Josiah, Hacks, Peyton, Paul, Kevin. We have Sam. We have Reed. We have an Allison who worked. Tim.
Josiah.
Danny, get in my ear if I'm forgetting anyone. Mason, Mitch, Taylor, Joe, everybody has helped make this possible, and we could not be more grateful. And again, everything that you enjoyed at home, that you saw on your TV, it wasn't because of the announcers talking. It was because of everyone on cameras and doing the graphics and working in the truck.
You know how you heard our player of the game, Nate Kelly, talk about they have some dogs? Well, these guys are our dogs at News Channel Nebraska, and without them, we couldn't pull this off.
And if you want to know who these people are, we will be taking a picture once we strike here. We'll be putting it on our Facebook and our Twitter, and so you can see the heroes behind the scenes who have helped make this thing possible. But again, this is the biggest effort that our department does. We do it because we love it, and we have a dedicated team who helps make it happen. 36 games, over 6 days, over 2 weeks. We have wrapped everything up. I think we'll have about a week off before spring sports starts. Some soccer, some baseball, state track coming up at the end of May. Can't wait for all of that, but we're going to get some much-deserved rest for our entire crew after this entire effort.
It's been a lot of fun, Brandon. It's just always an honor to work with you guys. Had a blast once again down here at the state tournament.
Thank you for tuning in. I do need to shout out the talent as well. So besides you, for me, we have Michael Shively, we have Doug Duda, Lou Sievker, Kaylin Debin, Jake Bartecki, Tim Hackett.
Yes.
Pat Jansen.
Yes.
Who else?
You said Eric McKay.
Eric
right?
McKay. Oh, how could I forget Eric McKay? Michael Shively. We're low on sleep. Everyone, though, job well done, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. We're going to officially sign off here from Pinnacle Bank Arena. 36 games are in the books here on NCN. We'll see you for spring sports next week.